Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Masterfrogez here, aka the Sinister Beat. I got bored, at my dad's house. Interesting fact, whenever I get bored, I teach myself things. Actually, no, better example. A long time ago at my mom's, I actually, just figuring it out, taught myself how to twirl any sort of pole, stick, anything over my fingers. The other day, I continued it. This I'm not as good at, but still no longer dropping it, so I guess that's good. And today, sooner or later, I'll get to these two right here, these two swords. Until then, and in case you're wondering, this right here is a sword cane. Fairly sure you would have guessed, you know, sword rack. Anyway, today I found in my closet an old fan that my dad got a long time ago. So I've been dropping this thing non-stop. Just trying to do basic things with it. So far I can really only do two, arguably three things. First is really simple. Watch, let's hope I don't drop it. Yeah, pretty simple, just wrong angle. Just throwing it like that. Second is flip it. This is where I might drop it, in which case you will hear a very loud noise. So I apologize. You might want to turn down your speakers. Alright, here we go. Sloppy catch. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then the arguably third thing is, while spinning, I don't catch it in the center. I actually catch it out here, so it'll close. So, let's see if I can do it. Sometimes I'll accidentally switch between the two. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna force it. Kind of. I don't know. You get the basic idea. That was sloppy. Anyway. So I've been messing around with this thing for ever now. And I actually looked on this website you're on right now on YouTube for Tessin styles, really anything. Didn't really come up with anything useful. There was one person, one demonstrator, Master Park, was his sensei. I can't remember who the actual YouTuber was. In fact, if you really want to look at my favorites, you'll find a couple of videos. Trust me, you'll find them. They're recent to this video. Which do several defensive techniques with the Tessin. If you haven't guessed, the Tessin is a fan. Well, technically, the Tessin is a metal fan, which is the ones used for fighting. But I don't have that. I have this white plastic one that, frankly, is a lot easier to handle and less painful if you catch it wrong. Hoping that I don't break it. Screensaver. Let's see. Oh. I went to Walmart today, and I've always found it's great to just wander through the camping section because they always have cool things there you've never heard of, usually for cheap. This time I found a bag. Now, at first I thought it was a camping bag. It is a camping bag in the sense that it would definitely be useful in a camping trip. But it's not necessarily one. Anyway, this bag, it's made of kind of like the stuff they use to make windbreakers, jackets. It has a small pocket up top, followed by a rather large main pocket. I don't know, you can't see that, I just feel like doing the gesture. Anyway, and then one thing that's notable, if you can even see it really, is this silver or gray ring. You see? Because you see what makes this so great is that if I take this, I'm going to try to do it all in the camera's view. We take this and we just kind of ball it up towards the center. The straps in there. And just ball it to where that ring is kind of surrounding it. You can pull this cord. Has a little tightener on it. Little latch. Tighten that down. And ladies and gentlemen, the entire bag is condensed into about a fist-sized ball. So, I don't know if it's just me, but that's cool. So I bought it, $6. Relatively cheap. I also bought a notebook, another notebook, a Mickey Mouse notebook. And I'll tell you why. One, because Mickey Mouse is awesome. You don't need an excuse to buy Mickey Mouse. But mainly, it's a story actually, I'll just say, it's a story that I want to write in here. The only, fun fact, the only, non-fiction story I will ever write. Notice how I didn't say that I have ever written that I will ever write, because after this I'm not doing it again. What it is, The Misadventures of Senior Year. And what it basically is you can almost call it a journal. My senior year starts Monday. It is currently Thursday. And basically, every day, I write a one-page summary of the day. And that, in the end, is going to be some whack stuff. Because that book's tone and mood are going to go up and down, left and right, like a freaking runaway roller coaster. And yes, that is very loud. Alright. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, I fixed my quiver. I'll show you that right now. Actually, I'll show you all that right now. I don't think you've ever seen it. Okay, now, if I ever get any, like, real views on this video, any of my videos really, don't laugh at me whenever I get equipment. Anyway, so what I have here is I have a quiver. This is originally supposed to be a belt, like a side quiver. It has a little holster and everything over there. However, I don't like those types of quivers. They mess with me. I like the back quivers. So I rummaged around the room and found this strap. I have no idea where I got it from. And I ended up using my school ID lanyards. Now, what I did is I had one latch here. See, there we go. One latch hooked to that, and at the other end I made a small loop, and the other latch is hooked up to the latch of my ID lanyard. What this does is if we move it over here, we can fit this loop around the bottom of the quiver. Spin that's like that. And going across, so it'll match up. Back up a little bit. Now the only problem I had with this, because this is what I had only initially, the only problem I had with this is my quiver was very loose, it was very far back. It had all that leeway for it to actually be good, which is where that lanyard comes in. See, the lanyard, which is now over here, reaches around, goes under this strap, or around this strap, goes back over and hooks around the bottom of the quiver, much like the other strap, and that gives it a really nice, it's really snug for that. Perfect fit. This is my just it's a beginner's bow that I got dirt cheap from a friend. It is the Little Banshee bow, and it's my main bow because the other one I have is worse than this. Now this, if I remember correctly, is about a 18 to 20 pound drawback bow. Not very powerful at all. And I don't have the money to buy another bow. So its name is Alfonso. Alfonso, first part of it, Alpha. Alfonso. Alpha being first, my first bow. Now, of course you can't get very good range with this. Some would say. Well, you see, well, actually, two things about this is on the inside. I made a quote. You can barely see it. Runs across both arms. What it is it is a. I'm not going to read it off because someone's gonna go ballistic if they watch this about my pronunciation of German. What it is, it's a German translate, and what it translates to is a quote from The Walking Dead, I believe it is, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. So of course, it's zombie apocalypse. That was an obvious enough. Now another thing to look at is right there. You'll see a little marking. And what that says is H 80 feet. H meaning heavy. Heavy meaning my bigger, heavier arrows. Now basically, I've turned this into a sextant of sorts. You see, I've figured out, sorry, every time I do that, it's because screensaver comes up. How long are we at? Oh, not too bad. Basically, what it is because Alfonso can only get so far, and in fact, I believe before it starts going downhill, it's actually like 35 feet, maybe a little less than that. What I've found is from this bow, increments of 15. Here's what I mean by that. Because lining it up directly, this top knuckle on my index finger, my pointer finger, is it lines up. Now, go another 15 feet, or go another 15 feet. Sorry, I'm distracted. I have Real Steel playing right here. Good movie. Anyway. It goes down in increments of 15 feet all the way down the knuckle until it reaches here, which is a bit of a jump. Basically, I don't have power, so I'm firing with arcs. Instead of aiming directly at it, obviously, I'm going to now aim up. Basically, I line that up with the target, and that's going to get me my mark with the heavy arrows. course, all these other arrows back here. It's a different story because they're much lighter. So those are a bit of a pain. So let me take off this clipper real quick and show you something else cool. I've been working off and on a xiphoid for a long time. Trust me when I say a long time. And that almost dropped all my arrows. Lately, I believe I've gotten decently far. And what I have here is I'm using the drawer slide technique, and I have here an archery armbar. So, I modified the drawer slide to be 12 feet. Well, not 12 feet, sorry, 12 inches. No, not 12 inches. I can't remember the measurement, but I modified it. I modified it. Took a million years. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unclip all these. Need to find a better system for whenever I put the straps on the thing. I have these very obnoxious bolts that dig into my arm. It's irritating after real quick. Well, I clip that. I know you can't see, I'm just clip that. This one goes over mainly for support and clips. Alright. Now to the that don't know what a xiphoid is, it's a hidden, well, sometimes hidden. It's a surprise attack, basically, is one of the most practical things for it. Blades. Now, of course, this isn't bladed yet. It's not finished. I don't even have the latch mechanism yet. Basically, it's not going to go anywhere while it's on my arm. And whenever I pull the latch out, right now I'm just going to have to fling it out, I'll have quite a bit of reach. Now, this will be underneath a sleeve, mind. So you won't be able to see it at all. Now, and then, of course, whenever you don't need it anymore, earthquake, it's gone. Show you an example of how well this actually works in stealth. Alright, what I have here is one of my tuxedo jackets. So I'm just going to carefully slide my arm in there. Not as carefully slide my arm in there. Sort of situate this arm. Hard to situate this arm, in fact. So, upon further reflection, this is a very bad example because this is a tight fit jacket, so you can kind of actually see it underneath. And keep in mind, it's not also not done. But basically, it's gone. And I'll have that reach on it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this jacket, because it's a decently new one, and carefully take it out. There we go. And we should be all good. And you can just simply unclip, 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 and it's off. I can't really see it. I love this jacket. Alright, we get some pretty long videos here. Alright, since we're pretty much stayed on the subject of weaponry, I'm gonna move on to another thing. I don't have the checklist on me right now because one of my first only viewers, if not ever only viewers, has my list in her possession. So, what it is it's a, so you know what? I'm gonna save that little secret for another time. That's what I'm gonna do. Interesting results it's gonna have, I know that for sure. So, let's see. Alright. Fairly sure I've shown it at some point in time. My camel pack that I use, that I took the blister out of, and I use it as a backpack, a small backpack. Also, whenever you wear it underneath these jackets, these sports coats, whatever, it still disappears. Even under this one, it's just gone when you look like this. You don't see any sort of obnoxious bump on my back. So, one more thing, I guess, before we leave, is this airsoft Colt 25. I would love this gun if it worked. I don't know. I might have gone over this. Its defect in a previous video. If I didn't, here we go. I'm gonna review it. Inside here, the actual air chamber that propels the airsoft pellet, the tab that holds the chamber down as you cock it back broke clean off. Now I have a solution. I'm going to remold it out of Mighty Putty. Now I say that just because my mom's in love with Mighty Putty and has tons of it, so it's at my disposal. Hopefully I get it right. If so, you'll be seeing me shooting this a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, that draws just about a conclusion on our one-sided conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is masterfrogez, aka the Sinister Beat. I shall see you in the next video.